Everton and Burnley are apparently going to end up in court this summer as Burnley try to fight for damages for their relegation after Everton obviously failed PSR that season. Everton have appointed Mark Howard, KC, to defend them this summer in whatever trial it is. This is mad to me. It feels mad that a team can be relegated because they're not very good and then try to sue a different team because apparently Everton had breached PSR in that season. I just don't see that they've got a leg to stand on personally, but someone must think they have. It just feels really mad. How can you quantify what made Burnley go down? Was it just Everton that made Burnley go down? Was it all the games that they lost because they were crap at football? More likely to be that. So this is a mad one. Apparently Everton are very confident that there isn't anything in that they'll win this. We'll see. But this will open the door, I think, to other things. If Manchester City get done, then Everton, I hope, starts suing Manchester City for, you know, not finishing in the Champions League places and losing semi-finals of Carabao Cups that we could have won and all of that stuff that goes with it. Prize money every year of the points we lost to City. It just opens it for everything. It's an absolute nonsense. And Burnley, in my opinion, are a disgrace for trying to do this. I think clubs, it's just nonsense. I'd be fuming if Everton were trying to do it, if I'm honest. But everyone will have their own opinion. But I just think it's bonkers. But football is rubbish, isn't it, at the moment? It's a bit mad. Anyway, onto football and things, and more exciting things. Everton have today been linked with a move for Juventus forward Dusan Vlahovic. The price reported in the Italian press is around £25 million for the striker. Juventus bought for £67 million a few years ago from Fiorentina after he'd had back-to-back seasons when he scored over 20 goals. He has scored 55 goals in 136 appearances for Juve. Hasn't really happened for him there for some reason, and they're ready to let him go. Listen, if Everton could get the 25-year-old, I think he's an excellent player. I think he's got loads of potential still. I think he's just hasn't quite worked for him at Juve. Would Everton be able to get him? Who knows? The Premier League is a big pull. Everton are moving in the right direction. But this has come out of the Italian press, so we'll see. We'll see. It's in the Echo as well. The Echo have ran a story with the links as well. So it is out there. He would be an excellent choice, I think. We'll see whether there's anything in it, but the kind of player Everton should be looking at as well as obviously a lot of other strikers I'm sure David Moyes will be looking at this summer. On from there, Everton have again been linked with Newcastle United midfield player Sean Longstaff. These links have been going back to when Rafa Benitez was the manager. If you think back to then, Everton were supposedly signing him in the January transfer window before Rafa Benitez was sacked. And the links have continued ever since. He's got a year left on his contract at Newcastle. He's made 210 appearances for the Geordie club. Last night, Idrissa Gana Gueye was at Anfield doing a bit of scouting, I'd like to think, ahead of the Merseyside derby, Everton's next away game. Idrissa was pictured with Umar Niasse and a UFC fighter. James, what's his name? Who? Khabib, the UFC fighter. There you go, Idrissa. They're smiling after PSG won 1-0 at Anfield and subsequently knocked Liverpool out 4-1 on penalties. There you go. And Richard Keys has called out Howard Webb today after Howard Webb's conversation about the penalty that Everton should have been given against Manchester United at Goodison Park a couple of weeks ago. Everton were awarded the penalty and then had it taken off us again. VAR getting involved for some reason. Richard Keys is not impressed with Howard Webb's explanation. He said, "Of course it was a penalty, Howard. Not that your guys noticed the incident. At least you've admitted that." He's talking about the share pull, which is on screen there. "The ball was dropping to Young. He's going to get a shot off. But because he went down, he got penalised. Madness. De Ligt committed the offence. It was a penalty. Stop covering it up." That was Richard Keys. Strong words there. And Keith Hackett, the chief of the PGMOL, has been out again today to criticise it. He said, "I am totally confused that a penalty kick that should have been awarded was not the outcome. Therefore, the referee and VAR were wrong. How can Webb state they got the decision correct when De Ligt committed the offence? Given that referees are human, They will make mistakes. The important role of Webb, having been in that position, is to recognise errors, admit and learn from them. De Ligt was the offender. It was a clear holding offence which should have been recognised and penalised with a penalty kick. The failure to recognise and deal appropriately with them issues is not the way to advance the cause of refereeing. He's absolutely right. It's embarrassing, and it makes it worse when they've got all the tools. They still get it wrong, and then the head chief comes out and tries to justify why they've got it so wrong. Webb he's done himself no favours since taking this role. He's made himself look stupid more often than he's made himself look like they know what they're doing. It's grim. It really is. There's nothing wrong with coming out going, look, we got it wrong. It doesn't matter now, of course. The game's gone. Not the game's gone. The game's gone. Not that. The match is ended, but it's ridiculous to still nail your colours to the mast that they got that decision correct. It was a penalty. Forget about Maguire. It was a penalty. De Ligt committed the offence. Own up and, take responsibility for another pathetically incorrect outcome that VAR has brought us. It's killing football, and they need to sort it out. There you go. Rant over. That's the news. Make sure you like. Before we go, some big news concerning us. We are absolutely honoured to be asked to be ambassadors for the Kevin Campbell Foundation. It was not something myself or Ped expected. It's an absolute, like I say, it's a humbling privilege to be asked. Obviously, we got to know Kev really well. One of the greatest human beings I've ever met, I think. Most positive man. Not just in football. He's the nicest person I've ever met within football, that's for sure. But away from footy, he was just a better man, a better human being than he was just a great footballer and everything else. And he was taken far too quickly from us, of course. And therefore, this foundation has been set up to help others. And we hope that, and we will, do what is needed. Any help we can give the foundation to honour Kevin Campbell's name, we will do so. So we thank Lorna Campbell and the rest of the family and everybody else associated with the Kevin Campbell Foundation. There's links everywhere. There'll be a link in this description. You can read more about the Kevin Campbell Foundation if you want. If you can help in any way, that's fantastic. Just support it. If you see things that go out about it, if you're on social media, just give it a little retweet or a like or whatever. Try to get as much of it out there as possible. But yeah, like you say, delighted, honoured and humbled to be asked to be ambassadors for the Kevin Campbell Foundation. There you go. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that. We'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. See you later.